You're listening to Seasons of Bling.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Seasons of Bling. My name's Bill Mason and I am the owner of Holidays Lane, an e-commerce shop. I have both my website and I also sell on Etsy. And if this is your first time listening to one of my podcasts, these are ones that you can just hit play, sit back, listen. Maybe you're going to be crafting with me. Maybe you're going to be doing some other things, perhaps driving. Even though it's on YouTube, you don't have to worry about actually watching the video per se. You're welcome to, but this is more of a conversation. So I have a lot of reasons why I wanted to talk about sales in particular during this episode, but prior to my having Holidays Lane, I worked in retail. I've been working in retail since I was probably 15. I think in Pennsylvania you get your working papers at 15, which I did. I worked for stores that don't exist anymore, like Caldor, and McCrory, Five and Dime, for those of you who might remember them. Long gone stores. So, yes, I'm an old man who screams, "Get off my lawn." But I love when I get a good deal and I love a good sale. But I pay very particular attention to what the sale is, and I really take my time digging into it. I don't just see sale and go running. A lot of companies have patterns of what it is that they put on sale for how much, and you know if down the road you can get a better deal for it. Now, if you need something right away, of course, you're going to buy it regardless of the price. But so I have a couple stories from my retail days that I wanted to share with you, and all these stories have influenced my decision on my pricing for all my items at Holidays Lane. So I'm saving that part for the end, but I don't know, maybe I'm leading the horse a little bit as we go through the stories. So before I dive into the stories, I do not represent or speak for any of the brands or companies that I'm going to talk about. These were my personal experiences. That was it. So I'm not here to defame them or anything like that. I'm not even sure if these sales for some of these companies even happen anymore. But like I said, I've been at it for a long time, so these could be old ones. I want to start with Macy's. So, long time ago, galaxy far, far away, I worked for Macy's, and I started off in the cellar, which, if you're not familiar with Macy's, that would be their housewares department. So pots, pans, kitchen electronics, vacuums, everyday dinnerware, flatware, stuff like that. Decorative home items, and I can't remember if it was once or twice a year. I'm pretty sure this was twice a year. They would have what they called their home sale. And anybody who's ever shopped in retail knows if you're a customer and you go into the store, the only way that you know what's on sale, if you don't have a flyer or anything like that, is there are signs up next to or on the item that tells you the original price and the sales price. And there would be big signs that say home sale, and it would list the sale price. Sounds good, right? Not so much. The home sale would be a 2-week pre-sale where they are advertising the price for that 2-week time period, and you can reserve an item to come in when the sale starts and pick it up at that point. So it could be 2 weeks out, it could be a week out. They did a 2-week pre-sale. So let's say, February 1st is the day that the sale actually starts. So that would ensure that if you saw your item, they would physically take it in the back and set it there, take down all your information, take down your credit card information. So as employees, we would have to come in at an ungodly hour with a giant stack of these pieces of reservation forms and the credit card information, and we would have to manually ring up all those items. And then February 1st or whatever the date is that comes up, people would come in with their copy of the paper. We'd go in the back, grab the item, bring it out, hand it to them, and they'd walk out. Where the receipt would be attached to it. So that caused nothing but arguments. Why can't I have the item now at that sale price? Why is there a sign up saying $19.99 when it's $75? Never had a good answer for that. Not once. It made absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was so much extra work. But that's just how they ran that particular sale. And there were other sales the rest of the year. It wasn't like some of these items were never going on sale. They touted it as, I guess we see a lot more now, like lowest price of the season sales. And I guess that was a precursor to that. But it was truly awful. No one was happy about it. Not the customers, not the employees. So why they did it, I guess I don't. So that was an early experience of sales. I mean, we've all had the experience where something's advertised and they go into the store and that particular store doesn't have it. I'm like, oh, well, why are you advertising if you don't have it? And I'm like, I don't know. I get paid like $4 an hour. I didn't write the ads. These stories are even a little deeper than that, but another store that I worked for a little more recently, but again, not speaking for the store, I have nothing to do with them, was Kohl's, and they really started this Kohl's Cash idea. And you see it in other places. There's like Macy's Money and all sorts of other versions of Kohl's Cash, but at least for me, Kohl's was the first place I heard about this. And that was, you would spend a certain amount of money, and then you would get $10 in Kohl's Cash to use in a future purchase. So it would be, let's say, a 1-month sale. And the first 2 weeks you would earn the Kohl's Cash. And then the last 2 weeks you would be able to redeem your Kohl's Cash. And if you don't use your Kohl's Cash at the end of that time period, it just disappears. In theory, that sounds great. And what you probably didn't notice is the sale prices for the items that you were buying in that first 2 weeks were lower than the sale prices the second 2 weeks of that sale. So the value that you're getting for that, what ended up being a 20% off discount, people are going crazy over a 20% off discount, just got you less money. So you might be shopping and you might see something that you really wanted and it was on sale while you're earning Kohl's Cash. You know, who knows, $19.99. I'm going to keep using that. Or maybe you're shopping and you see something that's like super expensive. It's like $400 and you don't want to spend it, or you don't want to pay for that right away because you want to use your Kohl's Cash to lower that price. So you buy other things, you accumulate your Kohl's Cash, you get really excited, and then you go back to Kohl's and you go look at that, $400 item, but now it's $500. So it felt so sneaky, and I know that for the companies like gift cards and things like that, it works to get them back in the store, and people would flood back in for and with their Kohl's Cash. And even if you have $10 in Kohl's Cash or $20 in Kohl's Cash, you're usually buying more than that. Back when I would shop there, though, I would try to figure out, if I had $20, what can I get for $20 so I don't have to spend anything else. I was fine with that. But I think the sneaky part is that they count on people not really paying attention to the sale prices or noticing that it's changing from one time period to another, and just kind of going with that. Something that very recently I saw that really, as they would say, grinds my gears. And again, I do not speak for the brand or the company. This is my personal opinion and observation. Is Joann Fabrics. Sometimes I will get some beads at Joann Fabrics. And they recently ran a sale for their beads, and their sale prices vary, 50% off, 60% off, this dollar amount, that dollar amount, and the price for, string beads are usually like $2 to like 12. It varies. But I opened up their a recent sales flyer for them, and I saw a doorbuster special for their string beads, $3.99. Original price $3.99 to $10.99. So that $3.99 bead is not on sale. And if I went at a different time when it was 50% off, I'd be paying $2 for it. Or if it's 60% off, I don't know, I can't do the math. It'd be $1.80 something, whatever. So the ridiculousness that they have something listed as a doorbuster for the exact same price. And the closer you are to $3.99, the crappier of a sale it is. The closer you are to $10.99, the better the sale is. If you've ever been to Joann's, though, you don't see a price anywhere easily on their string beads. Like, next time you're in a Joann's, go to the jewelry aisle. Look down that aisle. You have to look kind of behind all the beads in this teeny tiny little writing in there to see what the original price is. It's not on the packaging either. You just see this huge wall of beads. $3.99. Yay, great price. Let me buy a bunch of them. Until you realize you're getting screwed. So, retail sales are sneaky. There are other ones. There are good sales, right? There are some sales that are flat out half off, 60% off, 25% off. If it's just a percentage off, that's fine. That is clear. Happy with it. Sign me up, right? Then we start getting into more generically things like buy two, get one free, or buy one, get one half off. Well, buy one, get one half off is 25% off, but you got to buy two. If you want one, nothing, full price. That's the kind of stuff that gets that I think is tricky, sneaky, and the terminology or the big letters that are on the signs are BOGO, right? So people are thinking it's like buy one get one free, but it's not. It's buy one and gets a second one at a smaller percentage, which may be that 25% off item. The next week is half off, and you can just buy one. It's infuriating. Anyway, I think you could probably tell where my brain is when it comes to sales. If you haven't noticed, and I'm sorry, I still have a little bit of a frog in my throat from getting sick before I'm trying to clear that up. So I apologize if it's a little scratchy. Okay, so you may be wondering, these are great stories. I've been screwed over by retail before, but what does it have to do with you, Bill, and Holidays Lane, and your ornaments, and your DIY kits, and your Easter eggs? And that's a great question. I've made the decision to not run any sales, either on my website or on my Etsy shop. My prices are just my prices. There is a possibility that over time prices might increase, as my cost of goods, my supplies increases. That, I try to hold off as long as I can, but at some point I do have to raise prices a little bit, so they'll go up. But I'm not playing the game of this sale price this week and then take it away. So, or you buy something from me on a Friday and then on Saturday it goes on sale and you're looking and you're unhappy about that, because it's happened to me too, right? Where I buy something on a Thursday and then the next week's sale flyer it's some percentage off, and I'm not the kind of person who runs into the store screaming, looking for a refund on that. And again, that might just be my trauma response from so many years in retail, and people are ugly as a customer in retail. Customers are so mean to retail employees that are just trying to get through their day. But that's a separate story. All right, so what I figured out basically is, for how long things take me to make them, looking at, my online fees, credit card processing fees, all that, kind of what am I comfortable, what's the lowest amount basically I'm comfortable making on a particular item, and that's what I price things at. There are some retail stores that, don't run sales, that just have, their everyday low prices and things like that. So it's not unheard of, but I think the challenge with having no sales is when you do have a sale, that's when people buy things. Or some of these marketplaces, really allow people to filter only by items that are on sale. So the reality is, especially in an online marketplace, what do people do? They plan for that 20% off or 30% off or 50% off. So they just mark their items up anyway, knowing full well that, they don't want $20 for it, they want $10 for it. So they'll put it up for $20 and run a 50% off sale. They'll put it up for $200 and they'll run a 50% off sale, and they're quite happy with the $100. I don't know, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like doing it. I understand that for my business, that's something that hurts me a little bit, but I don't know, I'm overly sensitive maybe. I've been burned and scorned too many times in retail. I don't want that to happen to you guys too. So I don't know. If you guys think I'm crazy, let me know in the comments. If you'd rather I have, mark up all my prices just to mark them down periodically, I don't think I want to start doing that, but it's a tough goal to make. So I hope you enjoyed the stories of retail. That's just, tip of the iceberg, so to speak, because like I said, years and years and years of retail in all sorts of different types of companies, many of which don't exist anymore. So make sure to like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to be notified when more podcasts come up. And I'm trying really hard to get more product videos up, particularly of my beaded Easter eggs, because they are really hard to show off in the product listings themselves. So I'm trying to do the 360 videos and get some more of those out there so you can see a little bit better what they look like, because buying online is difficult. If you do head over to holidayslane.com/events, depending on when you're listening to this, spring of 2024, I have 2 in-person craft fairs that I'll be at, so you can come and see me there. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and at Holidays Lane, we like to say every day is a holiday. See you around.
Head on over to holidayslane.com. That's holidays with an S, where every day is a holiday.